Alright, I am trying to keep pace with all of the cool things that are happening. We've got some items, some new items that we've traded out. We got this new weapon, which I think is helping us a great deal. Doesn't have a socket, but that's alright. Got a couple of these bad boys waiting to go into stuff. We lost a socket, I think, in the pants that we traded out. Or maybe it was this, maybe it was both, but we lost a socket in the chest armor that we decided to go with. And I decided also on that to resocket for more resistance to elements, because I think that's going to be pretty important moving forward. Oh, we've got some thorns damage going on with defense. I'm not sure where that's coming from. Okay, let us check. I know I've talked about creating that set, which we're going to do at some point, but let's check the skills, because we have a new skill for Heaven's Fury. And here, I just saw this and just remembered, because I had forgotten all about this, a completely new item, which I was interested in using. But let's check Heaven's Fury. We're really used to Falling Sword, but let's see what the last rune for Heaven's Fury gives us. The regular one calls down a furious ray of holy power. This one calls down a furious ray of holy power that is focused through you in a beam, as opposed to just coming down from above and dealing holy damage over 6 seconds to all enemies caught within the ray, 1710%. This is 960, so a little bit less, but it's focused in a beam. Cooldown removed. All right, let's just go ahead and check that. I think I'm going to want to go with Bombardment, but I've been talking this whole time about how I've been wanting to go with Heaven's Fury. so let's use that for at least a little while. It's an evolution. We're evolving. We're evolving as we go. I gotta remember, though, I'm not jumping on their heads with the falling sword. Alright. Alright. Oh, that's kind of neat down there. How you guys doing? Oh, got these little freaks over here too. Where am I running to? Stop. Sometimes I'm running across the screen, and I really, honestly don't know where I'm running to. Okay. Guy with some glowing swords up there. Okay, she converted one of them. Hopefully I converted one, which we'll see when they come back from being chickens. Yeah, I converted one of them, I think. At least. Okay, he's not proving to be completely unmanageable, as in the past has been the case with those. Yeah, I think the sound changes. Let's listen to the sound as I run through this muck. Yeah, and we slow down a little bit. Oh, and they do too, I think. That's kind of neat. Neat little effect there.
In thousands of years of records, I cannot find a single account of a prisoner surviving exile to the desolate sands. The wastes are littered with bones that have been picked dry by the endlessly circling bloodhawks or desperate lacuni. Those who die there meet their end without the sanctity of the light.
Okay, here's the problem with Heaven's Fury. Did you see it fire off? I'm sure you did. It just goes out once. It costs a ton of wrath. And it's very narrow. So I already know I'm not going to want to use that. I'm sure that Bombardment is an area of effect thing. I'm going to use the whoops. I'm going to repeat myself. I'm going to use the Heaven's Fury once or twice more just to see the effect, but it's too narrow, costs too much, and it does less damage. So, with that in mind, we're going to stop using it. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. It's a focused attack kind of a thing. Might be something that you would switch to if you were fighting a boss. But, you know, given the fact that you can't really fire it off very often, might even mitigate that. Did I just say mitigate? Why would I use such a word?
My mother told me not to join the Major's army. I should have listened. In the morning they're sending the infantry against the Vigerai. I don't know how we're supposed to survive. Maybe we're not. It's so beautiful here. Maybe if I hid in the trees, they wouldn't notice I was gone.
You monkey dudes coming out of here? No? Alright, where you guys at? Come on over.
You are mine now.
Oh, very nice. Nice for you to drop a Nephilim glory globe now that we literally have nothing else to do down here. Alright, well, I guess we'll get it and we'll just run. Fast as we can to get ourselves into some more trouble.
The Lacuni were peaceful in my time. I wonder what has angered them so.
Okay. Got about 2/3 of the Nephilim glory left, so we might be able to use it up here. Still want to switch away from Heaven's Fury, but...
The Zakarum scholar Brass wrote that the Desolate Sands were created after a mage clan battle sent out explosive energies that devastated the entire area. But he doesn't account for the enormous skeletons. No one has ever identified them. Were they a lost race of giant beasts? Demons? Mythical dragons? We may never know.
I'd say the first step is carbon dating. Has anybody run any carbon dating tests on them? Okay, what are we doing here? We gotta clear out all that, although this might connect. And we got someplace to go here.
In here, I can feel my blood nearby. They hid some of it beyond this portal.
Is that funny? Yep, it's funny. Okay, let's check out Bombardment, because I'm really excited about using it. Oh, and it goes up from here. Oh, wait a minute. Falling... Oh, because it's the fourth one for this slot. So it continues on. All right, well, wait. What about this one? No, Justice is done. Yeah, no, just did that. Secondary Fist of the Heavens is done. Shield Glare Judgment is done. As far as runes, as far as the runes all the way over. Oh, Phalanx has one more. Oh yeah, Bodyguard, I remember that. Laws of Hope is done. So what I was getting at there was, in this section, in this slot, in this action bar skill thing, Heaven's Fury is maxed out with runes, Akarat's Champion's maxed out with runes, and Falling Sword is maxed out with runes. But Bombardment, even though we can use it now, it's got tons more runes yet to come. Okay, well, let's see. Cooldown is 60 seconds, so Falling Sword we could fire twice in that time. And Falling Sword, remember, the good thing about Falling Sword is we've actually used it to get out of trouble, because it can transport us across part of the map instantly. So it's almost like a teleport thing. Call in an assault. Let's try that again. Call in an assault from afar, raining 5 spheres of burning pitch and stone onto enemies around you, dealing 2850 total percent to... All right, let's try that again. Dealing 2,850% total weapon damage to enemies within 12 yards of the impact zone. All right, we're going to want to use that just to see what it's like, because the animation is going to be beyond cool. No pun intended, Zoltan. Do we want to go down there? I think we do. I think we want to go down there. Has he got any more to say here? No. Okay.
These halls belonged to Zoltan Kuhl before they became his prison.
Okay. Not using them yet. I'll use them now. I'm hitting 5. I'm gonna wait. That's why the condemn thing went off, because I hit 2 instead of 1. I was trying to glare, but my fingers were offset on these keys. Okay, that's funny only to me. Frenzy. All right. Getting that thing to stack with Smite works really well with a Frenzied Shrine. Now, does it do an area of effect, or does it follow me? Because there it looked like it was following me. Didn't it look like that? Copper Fang Lurker. It looked like it had an initial area of effect on the ground. I can't use it because it's got a 60-second cooldown. One of those runes, I'm sure, takes the cooldown a little bit. Lowers the cooldown or removes it. I don't want to look at them just yet because I don't want to ruin the surprise. I kind of want to just get used to using them because I know that they're going to be pretty devastating. Although the area of effect... Alright, let's try it again here.
Not ready yet.
No, it's not ready. It's almost ready, though. Okay, here it is. Wow, this would be a great place to use it. Let's use it right here.
Make your peace. Quickly.
Okay. That was pretty effectual. And I think I don't think that last meteor or whatever. What do they call those things? Sphere of burning pitch. I'll call it a meteor. Meteorite, actually, since it's already entered the atmosphere by the time it gets to us. That meteorite, the last one that appears, I think it just hits in random locations, and I was, like, within the area of effect, and I was standing over at one end, and the last one came down near me, so it looked like it was following me, but I don't think it does. I think it... next time we'll cast it, alright, like right now, we'll cast it, like, way over here. Yeah.
Do you see that enemy over there? Let us cleanse it from this land.
That actually looked like it didn't do anything. Like 4 of them hit that one guy, and it didn't... Oh, I was disappointed. Yeah, that's a big I'm not sure what I was looking at there. Well, it's probably like anything else.
Do that.
Sometimes it just has more. It has instances where it's more effective, and instances where just not so much. And that might have just been an instance where it was just not quite so effective. And it might have been the angle. It might have been where the enemy
Not yet.
was standing. Okay, that one, it took out one guy that time, and it actually ratcheted these guys down quite a bit, I think, on health. He walked a little further away, and even though I've got the greater range, it looked like I wasn't going to get them both. So, white treasure. Let's check out the white treasure. What does that even mean? Okay, it's a ring. No, I don't want to swap it out
This
for my
place must
goblin
have
ring.
belonged to Zoltan Kul before he died.
Yeah, don't think
It
I want
seems
to.
an adequate
switch
reflection
that.
of his character.
Magic amulet. Okay, this is something we could use. Gives us a bunch of vitality and resistance to elements. Let's see what the damage goes down to. 73 goes down quite a bit, but let's see what the vitality helps us out. Up to helps us with out. Helps us with up to. Let's see how this changes. What a train wreck of an attempt at describing what I was hoping for. 73 up to 97. And damage goes down to 73. We're going to take it. We're going to take it. All right, we got some pitchforks and stuff to look at. Let's look at this hermetic Rakisgard helm of bashing. Again, a name, none of whose parts fit together. No, don't want it. You don't want it, if nothing else, just for the name that we can't figure out. Nope. Okay, damage goes up, and it's not socketed, and the one we have isn't socketed, which is the greater point. Strength goes down, but damage goes up. How does damage go up? Oh, because increased attack speed by 4%. Yeah, but the overall attack speed goes down a little bit. This is one of those I can't figure out. I don't understand why damage goes up. Immobilize on hit, life after kill, and reduce cooldown. All right, I'm going to keep the reduced cooldown, especially if we're using bombardment. The more reduced cooldown I can get, the better. Let's see what this is. Okay, my Law of Hope. Remember the last time we checked this? I think the first time I checked it, I think it was at 8,000 in absorption. The next time I checked it was 18, and now it's gone. It's doubled that. It's absorbing 36,000 damage, which is great, and still allowing us and our allies to run unimpeded. Although I think the Enchantress pretty much moves unimpeded, maybe not. The Goblin we don't care about because he can't be targeted. I don't think I've never seen him die. Recite the Law, healing you and your allies for 3176 life per second. Oh, that's the passive. That's this guy that just sticks around. Okay. Yeah, if there were ways for us to make bombardment more usable, that would be one more tick in wanting to keep it. Right now, I'm not necessarily wanting Falling Sword back, but I feel like I could use it. And would not miss bombardment if I had Falling Sword back.
My wounds heal.
Okay. Come here, guys. Maybe I can get the third one? Oh, I couldn't move over there. I guess because I was targeting somebody. Okay. Ah! Would have been a double whammy on us. Okay. So, alright, bombardment's back. I think it puts two spheres on the ground. Well, not spheres. 2 circles on the ground. I shouldn't say sphere because that's what it calls down, right? Yeah. But it says enemies around you. Okay. But I can target it, so it's not necessarily around me. It's around where I target. Primary is not really doing a whole heck of a lot of damage to them. And you gotta remember, I gave up some damage to get all that vitality. Ooh, Archer's spine. I've been looking for that guy's spine. But because I've got more vitality, in theory I can stand around in the fight longer. And so instead of like hitting him 4 times and then having to run, I can stand there and hit him, maybe 8 times. So overall, the amount of damage I can impart goes up with how long I can stand there and dish it out.
Baal was the most brash and reckless of the primevals. After the Dark Exile, he was contained within the Horodrim Tal Rasha and entombed. Centuries later, Diablo freed Baal, who then corrupted the World Stone to devastating effect for the barbarians who lived near Mount Arreat. The heroes killed Baal shortly afterward.
Yeah, I miss Mount Arreat from Diablo 2. It was a fun place to run around in. A lot of fun places in Diablo 2. A lot of them, I think, like Mount Arreat, had lots of, yeah, see it, oh, I see. No, it doesn't have just two. A circle appears on the ground where it's going to hit. That's what it is. But it's still not necessarily around us, it's around where we target. So. But yeah, the layout of several of the areas, several of the maps, I guess you could call them, in Diablo 2.
Not ready yet.
They were just square. Just laid out in squares. Which is fine. I like that. My Type A was happy with that. I guess you could say that Diablo 3 is more randomized and less geometrical. More roundy? No, probably not more roundy. That's ridiculous is what that is. Yeah, that did a decent amount of damage. Not particularly targeted damage, but, you know, decent amount of splash damage and whatnot. Okay. The falling sword damage is an area of effect, but it's a specific area of effect that I can essentially target. It's pretty wide, and it definitely works in conjunction with my Condemn, which I haven't actually used now that I think about it. It works really well with that.
By the light be damned!
Did you find a chicken? 2 chickens? Gold. Man, those yellow numbers popping up makes it seem like we're really getting critical hits a lot. Look at all those critical hits. Wow. Okay. That's good. But I guess we don't necessarily need to concentrate on increasing our critical hit chance, maybe just that damage, which happens when we socket this into a weapon, which we still really want to do. Okay. You know what? Maybe we can make a weapon and see if it'll get socketed.
This was some kind of magical device. Must have been destroyed along with
Oh
its
man,
master.
those came right past our face. Ow, ow, thought you were dead.
Come aid us.
Okay. More dudes. Don't have bombardment again yet, but I do have my condemn, so which I didn't really need. That's the other thing too. If we don't really need bombardment more than once every minute or so, then not a big deal that we don't have it. A couple of times when it would have been nice to have, but then again, these enemies aren't too overwhelming. I think that Falling Sword is going to work on a single enemy. You have to balance it out. You have to remember that you're going to be fighting groups of enemies, and you're also going to be fighting one single enemy, like an elite or a boss or something like that. Not necessarily bosses, because they're fewer and farther between, but you're going to be fighting elites, and a lot of times they'll have minions around for help, but sometimes they'll just be on their own. They'll be like the last thing you need to kill. And so you have to have a weapon, or rather a skill, that will work equally well in both circumstances if you don't want to have to switch out. And my point of all that is, I think Falling Sword is better at doing both. Whereas Bombardment is good, but a little more spread out. However, let's put it this way. Bombardment will do 2,850% total weapon damage to enemies within 12 yards of the impact zone. So
Sultan Kul must have
that should
studied
be
Viserai magic.
5
Protective spells on his
individual
guardians are similar to theirs.
landing spots, each with 2,850, which is, pretty devastating. And if you're talking about an elite being able to walk out of that radius, well, they can also walk out of the Falling Sword radius. These guys may be difficult. Let's just go ahead and fire it if I can. Oh!
I must wait longer.
And we should pay attention as well. And see, that time... Oh, badness. Slalom, serpentine. That time I was not able to see, because I was getting thrashed. Just how effective that might have been, or who might have stayed.
I must wait longer.
Can't drink a health potion. I can explode though. Come here. Let me explode in your face. Let me blow up on you. Okay. Neither one of those sounded.
I wish I could do that.
Oh, I blinded no one. Come on, Vile Swarm, die. Right, let's do this right here.
I must wait longer. Heal me.
Oh, I think I just got a health. Oh. Did I just get a health globe? I don't know what's happening. One died. Two died. Oh, well, we got lightsabers coming from somewhere. This guy? 3 died. Run. Oh, ow. Why don't I just walk right into the back of one? See, those things need to go away when they die. Okay. You get the idea. Oh, and I kicked in this. So either the health globe, or me drinking a health potion, or the indestructible passive saved us. I have a feeling it was some combination of all three. And those guys were mean. So mean. Ouch! You're kidding me with that, right? Evil chicken? Okay, here we go. Fired off that. And it didn't look like it did a whole lot. Now, I'm not saying that my Falling Sword would have done a whole lot. What I'm thinking now with that, and I don't know how much health this guy's got, probably an enormous amount. I'm thinking that maybe that 2850 is divided amongst all the spheres that fall. I don't know. I have no way to prove that. I could look it up, but a lot of this game is just conjecture in-game. And looking it up is just, some things you want to look up. That kind of a thing would be nice to just be able to read. And the way it reads makes it sound like it's 2850 for each sphere. But who knows? What I'd have to do, I guess, right now is check. Oh, that was pretty concentrated, actually. Yeah, that was pretty concentrated. Oh. Who did the knockback on him? Did he just jump back? That was hilarious.
That was inspiring.
Yeah, what I would have to do is switch over to Falling Sword and see if it did a comparable amount of damage. Okay, but you saw when I fired this, they all landed on him that time. So maybe it spreads out if the enemies are spread out. I don't know. Well, we'll use it for a little while. We'll figure it out. We'll get some things figured out about this right now.
Like chaff before the wind.
Like these guys didn't get hit by any of those. And this, of course, didn't. Marquee Emerald. Got 2 of them now. This I don't think we're going to need for anything. I'm going to leave it here for some demon to trip over. Okay, let's check this out. Go. Do we end up somewhere down here? Are we working towards something? Okay, let's clear off this portion over here. Let's fire this off.
Cower before Zakarum.
That worked really well. That bombardment worked really well. Probably didn't need to fire off the Law of Hope there, but I did. Okay. What is down here? Oh, that threw out something interesting. Yeah, one-handed. Reduces all resource costs. Interesting. Oh, look at that shield. That shield is awesome down there. I don't want to look at it yet. That's why I didn't hover over it. Why? Why don't I want to look at it? Damage goes up because strength goes up. Resistance to all elements. Vitality goes down, along with 6% life. Fire resistance would go away, but I would get increased fire resistance essentially, because all resistances go up. Ranged and melee attackers take 606 damage per hit. That's interesting. That's more. And then reduces the duration of control impairing effects by 12%. I think we have a winner. Yeah, because we're at 97. Let's see the damage. Goes up to 75, and we were at what, 97? That takes it down quite a bit. But we've got resistance to all elements, so in theory, we won't be taking as much damage to need the extra life.
Do you ever become weary of strife, of constant fighting?
That's just
That
conjecture.
is what life is, and it only stops when you're dead. So I got used to it.
You're not very good at lifting the spirits of others, are you?
Never said it was.
I love it.
Oh, and I level. Excellent. Yep, and a gold one. Oh, with the time bubble.
We found Kuhl's archives. They were strangely empty at first, but Kuhl laid traps everywhere, each step harder than the next. It was foolish to expect otherwise. Kuhl has prepared for many years for someone to come for him. Perhaps we are fools, and yet we must push on.
Okay, so that time with the bombardment, the guy started walking out of the radius, but the next sphere that came down hit him. So that was actually good that it didn't just, that they didn't all just land in one place. And I guess they kind of followed him a little bit, so that's good too. Let's see this. Yeah, they all landed right on top of his head that time. So my hammers are not only slowing down, well, I mean, I guess as part of them slowing down, they are lasting a lot longer It's not as though they're just slowing down and then disappearing in the normal amount of time that they would disappear if they were moving full speed. They're sticking around for that entire duration. Vehement Taboo. Let's go see what the Vehement Taboo gives us. Oh, doesn't give us anything because it's for a witch doctor. Okay. Let's check these other ones out as well. Nope. Physical skills deal 11% more damage. Strength goes up, vitality goes up, but damage stays exactly the same. Armor goes up, critical hit chance goes down. Yep, since everything, according to the numbers, stays the same, I want to keep my critical hit damage chance. Yeah. Okay. Okay, and this will take us back up. And then we've got something else to read as well.
Finally, I have unlocked the secret of the soul stones once given to the Horadrim by Tyrael. An impressive creation, to be sure, but one that I am certain can be duplicated. No, not just duplicated, improved upon. My soul stone will be made to contain the souls of many demons, or even angels.
Alright, very cool. Very cool.
My archives are at the northern tip of the desolate sands. There we will find my body and the Black Soul Stone.
Okay, look at this. I just wanted to check out this weapon. This is probably the most impressive weapon we've had so far. Now, I wonder, out loud, again, something I could probably look up, but it says on some things, adds, let's see if I can find one. Like adds fire damage. Fire skills deal 8% more damage. So this one does fire damage, but it's not a fire skill. I think these are our skills. Like this does fire damage. At least it doesn't say directly that it does, but you would imagine that a bombardment of, burning pitch would be fire damage. And so I would think that this 8% more damage would stack onto that, but not necessarily that. That's my guess. I make a lot of guesses in this game. And they could all be wrong. They could all be wrong. Yep. All right. What do we got going on here? Bugs. Giant mosquitoes. See, here, bombardment is difficult to use in this situation, but falling sword would be equally as difficult. Probably more difficult. Because I'm starting to see the value in it not all falling in one place. Look at this thing. Look at how giant this is even before we pick it up. Alright, let's go look at it. Okay, very similar, very similar. Alright. I'm not going to use it, though. Okay. Gold guy. What's up, guy? Oh, all kinds of badness. Let's fire off bombardment. Oh. Which was good timing. That did a goodly amount of damage. I'm starting to like it. I've used Falling Sword for a long time, but I am starting to like bombardment. Oh, the gold guy's still alive. Let's grab this amethyst. In fact, I have Light Condemn. That's percentage. Okay, percentage of weapon damage. gave us some stuff. Okay. What I was going to say is I wonder if I should switch away from Condemn. But... Okay, so we got another one of these. And it is 19% life in a helm. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to toss that. Okay. Why did I do that? I don't know. I just moved stuff around. The only reason was just to move stuff around.
Come aid us.
I thought those were like monkey dudes. I guess they're just undead. I don't know what they are. Lizard monkeys? Alright, lizard monkeys. Spiked lizard monkeys. Spiked lizard monkey freak shows. Alright, ladies and gents. That'll do it for this episode. Let me get out of this Steam crap, because that's choking me. And let's go ahead and zoom in on our new shield. Excellent. Wow, that is a cool looking shield. Paired up with a cool looking weapon. We will see you next time if you're kind enough to join us. And when I say us, I mean me. We'll see you.